Hello, and welcome back to Roll4It Shadowrun. We're playing some Shadowrun RPG, and I think the runners have decided that they are going to drug everybody. So the current mission that they have is to drug a fighter to take them out of a competition, then possibly replace a fighter and get Pug, the resident troll, to win with some long odds, and don't know how they're going to manage that, but it'll be interesting. And then make some decent Noin from that. So far, they have decided that Tiny's a really nice guy and that they really are regretting doing this, but they need the money. They've also found some funny tasting water that Blowback has at length gone on about in the break, saying that he thinks something dodgy is going on. Maybe. Maybe it's just dodgy water. And other than that, I should probably mention that I forgot to mention at the beginning. We now have subs. Kind of should have mentioned that. Completely forgot to. Yes, yep. Welcome to our channel. We now have subs. You have 2 lovely emotes at the moment. We will get more emotes when we get our character art done. And then we'll have some actually Caber face as opposed to just Steejo face. And to be honest, no one wants to look at Steejo face.
We have the best emote. Come on.
Yeah, you look like the villain from The Fifth Element.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one.
We also so good.
We also have, if you want to support the channel in a different way, we also have a tip jar. You can tip to the tip jar, and effectively that goes towards, you know, costs like getting character art done, etc. And any remainder at the end of the month will just split between everyone as a thank you, effectively, for spending the time doing some awesome role-playing for your pleasure. Also, if you do tip at different levels, there will be certain rewards for the group. For instance, if we get to 50, I believe it's +1 die that someone can use on a test, and then it goes up from there. I think there's a list in chat that can be called via a command as a Google Doc spreadsheet that shows you what you get at different levels. That will be going under some adjustment based on feedback. But thank you so much for anyone who supports us in any way you can, even just coming along, sharing the link on Twitter, whatever. It's just greatly appreciated. But we're going to dive straight back in as everybody, apart from Pseudo, gets back to the lockup where they're still kind of borrowing it from Little Raj for the moment and sleeping most of their days in there, or at least spending most of their planning days if people are going back to their normal rooms to spend the night.
Laying low.
Go for it.
Pug's looking up, Pug's got his goggles on now, and he's just kind of sitting on a couch. Is there a couch there? I assume there's a couch there. Something nice to sit on.
In the back, there's like this little broken down couch. Not particularly nice to sit on, but
sweet. Comfy. So Pug's just going to sit there with his goggles, and he's looking up previous fights that KO has had and just seeing if he can learn anything about her. He's not the most intuitive guy, though. He may not be very quick on the get-go.
Sure.
Might need some help with that.
I mean, I'd say logic data processing, but that's just to get information. To be able to look up fights online, that's quite easy. Now, you look up fights online, and you do notice that you quickly come to the realization that a lot of the fights are on a closed node network. Currently, effectively, it's run by the MMACA. They don't have a affiliation to a mega corporation at the moment, but for 20 Noyen per month, you can access their archives, their forums, etc. You can go to fights and actually participate in the back of the crowd by VR. You don't get particularly good seats for that, but you do get some crappy cameras, etc. And it also allows you to get the entire back catalog. So for 20 Noyen per month, you can have access to all of that junk.
Sounds good. Sounds like Pug just became a fight enthusiast.
Oh yeah, Pug, you managed to get yourself a lovely little subscription to the MMACA host. You pop on, you can pull up all the archives you want, and there's a few that involve KO. So you can start watching those and gather an idea. It's going to take you a few hours to go through it all. But yeah, you've actually spent most of your hours currently at the lockup. So yeah, I'll say you've been doing that for the last few hours. Make intuition plus, yeah, unarmed combat. Two successes. So what you gather from KO, otherwise known as KO Harris, is that she is an orc, pretty cybered up. She has a number of different cybernetic implants as far as you can tell. She's definitely got dermal plating, the big chunks of ceramic inserted under the skin that effectively count in terms of the game as armor. She's got wide reflexes for sure. She's moving very fast. Or it could be something else, but it's most likely wide reflex, especially from the amount of cyber you're sort of seeing visible. The way she's throwing punches and so on, you suspect that she's got some sort of bone plating or enhancement away, whatever. She does definitely seem to be doing physical damage as she punches people in some of the fights. Although some of the other fights, you do notice that her fist sort of slows down as it gets towards the opponent. And a lot of the forces sort of spread over larger areas. You see sort of people's flesh deforming as they're getting hit in slow motion. And you gather that there's some sort of, maybe sort of field, magical field that is slowing them down and effectively acting as basically like a boxing glove, effectively, for that one. In terms of how she attacks, she seems to be using some sort of combination of wrestling and some sort of martial art you're not sure about. She does tend to favor like jumping up onto the side and then jumping down in sort of this pouncing attack. Kind of a show off in that regard. And she does use a lot of throwing attacks and kick attacks as well. And she tries to knock her opponent down where possible to be able to get the jump down from the high rope.
And I assume the rules for this type of combat are readily available?
Yep, you look them up. Effectively, it's a show match. First knockout. One time only.
Is anything banned?
Yes, it does go on at length about what's banned, etc. And effectively, enhancement drugs, magical powers are active. So adepts are allowed. Any active magical spell is not. What else is not allowed? Hacking opponents' gear, etc. Not allowed. You're not allowed to interfere with no person's abilities or gear in that regard. What else?
Yeah, we're still gonna do it.
Pretty much.
We have a technomancer.
There's a number of things that are like listed on the sketchy level, but nothing that immediately jumps to mind. The main ones that strike you are no magic spells and no drugs. And no interfering with gear.
I'm just remembering back to UFC 1. Oh my god, they actually had somebody who was punching a dude in the crotch over and over and over, and he would not concede. It was awful.
That's completely allowed. In fact, you know, that's
And the
probably
crowd,
one
just
of the back
concede!
catalog.
Why won't he quit?
Yep.
Reminds me
Can't
of
watch
the scene from
anymore.
Braveheart.
Yep. Contestants can tap out if they so wish. It's not generally done. People tend to see that as a mark of disrespect, although that's partly because it comes from this sort of street fighting background for this one, and people don't want to tend to back out for honor loss and face loss. Certainly there is an element of garnering enough public attention in your fights, even if you can lose. If you do so with enough public attention and like sort of, you know, press, etc., or you get a particularly good video that goes viral, because they're trying to go and get attached to a proper network right now. There is a substantial amount of press on people who used to be effectively underground fighters, and it's a pretty good opportunity for people to show off, which you probably gather is part of KO Harris's attempts here.
Is her name KO or is it like KO? Like, is it 2 letters or is it actually like a
It's
name?
2 letters. It's a nickname.
Okay.
Well, Pug's just absorbing all this. Well, absorbing a little bit. He's not that bright.
Okay. You also see a
Well,
couple
I get
of you also see a couple of ones of Tiny fighting, and it's kind of like the opponent gets hit by a freight train.
He gets flattened.
You sort of see him for a moment, sort of the very first, like immediately the match starts, he sort of zones out for a second, and then his eyes flick to life, and then he just brings his arm back, and in a massive round sort of haymaker, straight up to the jaw, punching up and outwards, kind of cracking it to the side, and the opponent sort of flies, in several cases, just straight over the top rope.
Do they have a video game that we can simulate this shit for?
There is actually a little free like video game on their website, basically to drive like attention and so on, and you can play as, you know, certain fighters, etc. Although they're all copies of people with their names abstracted for copyright reasons. So there's Small, and there's Knockout, which is not a great sort of abstraction, but it's a pretty terrible game, but you can play it if you want.
Oh, definitely. Pug's in there as Small. And of course, Knockout. We're going to see if we can punch her out. Let's do
Okay,
it.
sure. The controls are a bit jank. A little bit of lag. It's not great.
Playing video games inside of a stream about a tabletop game right now. The meta is real.
By people who normally play video games for a living.
Okay.
Yeah. Pseudo.
What about get a call from Pseudo? He can sort of. I'm assuming that the VR, you know, as it's sort of video, essentially he's getting video from where Pseudo is in the Matrix. So he behind Pseudo is just this crazy library with all kinds of jank going on.
Yeah.
And so how do things go? snooped on your comlinks here and there. I didn't really have time to properly watch, but you were in the gym. How did that go down? You get
Went
any
all right.
actionable intel?
It's gonna get expensive though. It went all right.
What do
We
you
went to
mean?
the gym, and there's definitely weird going-ons afoot there. At the gym, it turns out that there's something in the water. I brought back a water sample with me. The water leaves a weird gritty taste in your mouth.
You drank some of it?
Yeah.
Have you run yourself through your med kit?
No, not yet. I was planning on doing it.
You
Aside
might
from
want
that,
to do
there's
that
people.
before it runs out, but yeah, go on.
Okay. On top of that, there's somebody dealing in the gym. Bob. I'm pretty sure he's dealing in the gym. I can't lock it down. People are smoking weird drugs outside the gym. We can't put a finger on that. But as far as the run goes, the pertinent information is we got the meeting. He's going out to dinner with Kaber. He drinks an energy shake pretty exclusively that we think he stores inside a refrigerator in his gym. Worst case scenario is we break in after closing. I didn't see any surveillance there, but we may want to drive you by to look for icons or anything like that, like cameras or whatever. And we can just drug the protein shake if we get desperate enough. But aside from that, we got the dinner. That's all good to go. It's going to cost us $5,000, though. Apparently, Tiny's time is not free. So,
Surprises me, but okay.
yeah.
Am I a part of this
Alright.
call? Do I know what's going on?
I didn't ring you, but
Right, okay.
it depends. If you're in the physical location of blowback, and he's just talking into an AR display, then you'd see him talking into it.
Yeah, you wouldn't see
Alright.
the AR display unless he shares it with you. But yeah, you as a team said you shared
Oh,
on
just-
priorities. Yeah, you'd see his AR display.
Alright, so I'd just say to Blowback is like, I said to him it would be the 4,000. 4,000? It was 4,000, wasn't it? 5,000.
It's 5.
Well, I says to him that it would be 5,000 yen, but don't worry about that. There's no way that I'm going to pay that. I'm going to make up some excuse or something.
All right. What was that for?
Well, I had to tell him to get him out for the dinner. I had to say that we were setting up some sort of scheme for disenfranchised kids to get them off the street. You know, basically
So
the same thing.
It's
that Tiny
it's
did.
it's an in for the dinner, and you can.
Yeah.
Right. So. The
I'll
deal can
just-
just fall through. The deal can fall through
Yes,
at the
of
dinner,
course,
as long
of
as we get
course.
him
I
to
s-
eat something.
Yep.
Cool.
I said to. Sorry, I take it I've just muscled into this call.
That's all right, Omae. All right, don't mind.
So
Something to
I
bring to the table.
I says to Tiny that we were that I had to pass it through finances. I made it out like we were running some sort of charity here, so it's it'll be very easy for me just to say that it fell through, that we couldn't get approval for it.
Sure.
You know the stick.
Yeah.
What do we
well,
wanna
The only
do-
thing that matters is to get him to the meet. But this thing with Bob, that worries me. That worries me a lot. He was there the last time. He didn't notice you, I take it?
No,
Didn't
he
notice
comes
you last
in,
time.
he
Okay.
hands off some shit, and then he leaves just as quick. It looks like he's coming to some money, too, because he's looking a lot better
Well, of
than
course
the
he
last
came
time
into
we
money.
saw
We
him.
left him with we geeked everything in that building and just left all the product on the floor for him to collect. Of course he came into money. Though, as much as I admire his his restraint in not using all the product himself, this may be a blessing in disguise. We've fallen through on doing anything with the hotel, and that was really a solid in for us. I'm not saying we use Bob, but maybe we use Bob. If we do anything to the water, to the energy shakes in there, there's a pretty obvious trail that leads to someone who isn't us.
Yep.
And
That's
we
a
can
good
probably
point.
make that trail look even bigger.
Especially if Tiny is already vaguely aware of it, but hasn't called him out on it yet.
Yeah.
If he's waiting
be
for the
worth
right
it.
opportunity, we could definitely pin this on Bob. Although, if you recall, Bob was kind of slippery the last time we hung out with him. So he's kind
That's
of like
fine.
Teflon. I'm kind of worried
mean-
shit sticks to Bob.
If he can get out of it, that's good for him. But as long as we're not left with anything clinging to us, I'm fine.
The Teflon orc.
But we need to look into the secondary facility where this second test is going down.
Yep.
Because so far, all we've been doing is trying to work out a way that we can pin this on Tiny, but we've not properly looked into a way to get it back off him.
Let's get the fixer on the line for those awakened steroids as well. We need to make sure we have those, so if just spur of the moment an opportunity comes up, we can also improvise and go like that too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I was needing to call the fixer for
Yeah,
something
yeah.
else anyway, so it makes sense if I just kind of lay it all on him.
Let's make that happen then, and we'll get back together for another powwow once we have the product that we're actually going to lace with.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get back to what I was doing. Can one of you get an address? Maybe put out some feelers through a fixer or something. Find out where the second test is going down. I mean, I can maybe just do some legwork then after the fact.
Yeah.
If they've got a host, I don't know.
It
Or we
should be
can drive
public
up
knowledge,
nearby.
because for transparency's sake, they would have to be using a third-party company that's unaffiliated, and they would probably be pretty loud about that fact that testing is done by blah, 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 because they're
Sure.
trying to go pro, which means it has to be above the table.
Oh, that would,
So it
that
shouldn't
would
be too
good.
hard.
If you can find out some info on that, then hit me up once you've got the awakened steroids, and maybe we could go for a drive. If it's a physical facility, I want to have a close look at it.
Sure thing. Sounds good.
Okay.
Beep, 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 beep. Mine's got 4 notes.
He shelled out for those extra 4 notes.
Yeah, it was
Each
like
note was
25
an
cents
extra
a piece.
500 new yen.
Pretty
Gotta be
much.
original in this world. Gotta shine.
Okay.
Caber, it's all on you, man. Hit up your fixer. Get it done.
Alright. I'm going to call Jake.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
Hello, okay, but what's happening, mate?
Hey Omae, have you managed to get in contact with the talismonger for me?
Talismonger, I mean, I put out some feelers, but it's only been a few days.
Alright, no worries, man. Elsheen, have you got any contacts that could pick me up, or maybe yourself? We're looking for some awakened steroids.
Mate, didn't think you were the type.
It's not for me, man. It's not for me. You know I don't need any of that crap. I mean, you've seen me. I'm a straight up 11 out of 10. So yeah, man, we need it for a job.
Alright, I'm gonna roll
Oh
for
my
him.
goodness! I'm just imagining Stejo next week. He's gonna be wearing a T-shirt that says 11 over 10. That's what he's gonna say.
That's our first merchandise idea right there. 11 over 10. It'll be an 11 above a 10.
I mean, yeah, sure, I think I know someone who can look into it. I know this orc down in Lambeth. I'll give you a call back in a bit.
Sounds good, Omae.
All right. So in the meantime, I'm gonna test myself out with the med kit real fast and see if there's any level of blood toxins or any weird things going on with the water I just drank.
Okay.
I'm going to send a message to everyone, just say, like, looks like we've got a contact that can get us some of the steroids.
Do I have any penalties to that medicine check or anything like that?
You're currently at -1 for unknown reasons.
Okay.
Oh, so
I'm gonna
close to
edge that.
glitch. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I figure I got plenty of time to rest anyway, so.
Six hits. Very well. It informs you that in the water is a couple of different elements that have been put into your system that have been ingested, and you can actually just plug the water in as a sample to it, because it then says, because it's such a good medkit, it's like, please insert sample of unknown toxin, and it then compares it to your blood work. And it quickly comes up to a conclusion that A, you've been exposed to bliss in the last few hours, a very minor level, which basically it's like awakened heroin, genetically modified, etc. Very minor level. And it also then goes into details telling you that you have had a number of different minor, very minor street drugs. And then one sticks out at the top is, for some reason, you have a very high level of Kali. For some very odd reason. And this is a street drug. It is used kind of as a berserk street drug. It's kind of one of these bloodlust rage kind of drugs. Now, in your system, it's detecting as very low level. Partly because the medkit registers that, yes, you are a dwarf, and thus you will have a lower level. And
I
then
only
tells
drank
you
like a
that
third of the bottle too, so
yeah, it tells you need probably about 20 times that dose for you to actually be affected.
Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and so I've been dosed, everybody. I just hooked into the med kit, and you know that, hey, Caber, you know how I was talking about that water was being kind of funky?
Yeah,
I've got like 100 different strains of street drugs in my system right now at very, very low levels. This thing is a cocktail, man. And I got it out of their water fridge. Like, this was with all the other waters in their vending machine.
What the actual, like, fucking hell, man. We need. Do you think this is someone else trying to? No. Do you think it was little Raj trying to like do a job for us?
Couple possibilities that I'm thinking. It
Or
could
do
be
you-
Raj. We set that
you think-
aside.
Do you think they're
It
just
could be
trying
Bob.
to drug everyone to make the like?
We've seen Bob dealing on there. What better way to get people addicted than to give them a low-level amount in every single bit of water they drink while they're training? And then they just feel like they're not feeling so good. He comes in and he gives them the solution to what they're jonesing for or whatever. Maybe he's
I don't know,
manufacturing his own people or his
We're
own
talking
customers.
about Bob. We're talking about Bob.
It is Bob,
Like,
but he has
The
cleaned
guy
up a
nearly
lot.
killed himself. You had to save his fucking life. He nearly overdosed. Like, do you really think that he's that savvy?
Well, if it's not
Well-
Bob and it's not Raj, then it's got to be Tiny. Tiny's doing it, and that's where he's charging. That gym looks a lot nicer than what he's charging for membership dues and shit. He's getting money from somewhere, and while he does fight, he's an amateur fighter. He can't be turning that good of money.
What about the elf?
Big or large?
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, it's vague though, man. This is something sketchy is going on over there. Something real
Yeah.
sketchy, and somebody's at the base of it. It's
Well,
not our
last
business
time-
for right now, but
Last time you were there, Tiny drank one of those water bottles, so it's probably not him.
true.
Yeah, there's no way with an upcoming drug test that he would be willfully drinking one of these water bottles.
My
And
next
when-
question is, if he's drinking this shit every single day, will it show up on his own? We might not even need to drug him. Like, we should drug him just in case, but if he's drinking it every single day, there's a buildup there. Even with his toxin resistance or whatever from being a troll, something's gonna happen.
Is there
There's
any way
def-
we could find out if he's got anything in his system right now?
Without
unless
sticking
you
him with a
want to-
needle or a piss test.
Unless you want to go to the toilets and collect some urine out of the cubicles, you know.
We could get one of
I'm
his
not-
hairs off a towel or something. We'd have a hair test done.
Can we test drugs in hair?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
last
can.
hella long in your hair. That's a tough one to duck.
But was it definitely one of the water bottles that he drank out of, and it wasn't just one of those protein shakes that we saw him drinking out of Blowback?
I got it
You
out
s-
of the vending machine.
Blowback, did
You're
you
saying-
take? You had your content analysis in when you went the first time around, right?
Yeah.
And you shared that data with like Caber and stuff.
Yeah.
He shared it with me.
Yeah.
I don't know
At the
who
time.
has access to my eyes. I would assume Pseudo does at all times.
Okay.
I was
but-
off the grid.
Oh, you're off the grid. Yeah. Okay then. Blowback, pseudo, make willpower plus logic tests. I think it's memory.
What's the limit on this? It's just a mental limit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, balls. But my mental limit and it's my wound modifier. No, thank you. There you go.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
I hate that so much.
So Carly, as you know, was a street drug. He's a mostly kamikaze mixed with a little bit of K10. Sort of a hot fixed kind of bathroom style of K10. K10 being like pretty badass and kamikaze being the step up from jazz that is kind of addictive and massively crashes your system afterwards.
Hey, Pug, what was the rent at that place you went to the other day?
Pug's got to pull his goggles out. What?
What was the, when you went to the hotel the other day, what was the rent there that they offered you for that room?
$84,999.
See, something's not adding up here. Where is he making that kind of money per month as an amateur fighter?
So
If he's not in on it, I swear to God, I'll eat my hat. There's no way he's turning that kind of cash.
Pseudo said that he was a runner, but
That's a lot of money.
Stupid amounts of money.
Maybe we're getting shit jobs.
Maybe he's like the greatest Shadowrunner ever and we're just bad at crime.
That's gotta be it.
I
Hey,
don't believe that.
Pseudo, did you ever find out like what these fights are worth as far as like what does the fighter get paid for a win or a loss?
So I imagine I'm just there, studying away. A new AR window opens up, and how much they get? What? Sorry.
These fights in this underground, soon to be established fighting circuit. What do these fighters get for a win or a loss?
Give me a second, and I pull up the data.
Winning this match would get 10k. Losing this match would get 3k, and then below it's 1k.
And digging a bit deeper, extrapolating data. What's the average? Is
Lower.
that an average win?
This is
Lower?
higher because they're trying to get their network picked up, so they're putting a little bit more money into it.
Lower than 10k for a win. Lower than 3k for a loss. I mean, this one's a bit of a ritzy gala event. Usually it's a lot less. Why?
Well, how many fights has Tiny had in the last 3 months?
Cross-wrestling the data that Grok got for me. How much
7.
has he had? 7.
A
So
number of
there's no
them were
way-
like placement matches for this, etc. And there are a couple of other ones in there.
He won every match, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he won every match.
He won all 7 matches that he's had in the last couple of months. I don't know. Looking at these, it's not going to come to a lot. I mean, reasonable payday maybe,
But not paying for his rent. Not even close.
that was like 85k or something. Nowhere even remotely close.
Yeah, he's doing $250,000 in that amount of time, and he's only earned 70,000 at the most. And the gym ain't turning $250,000 in
We've
3
got to think
months.
about bets as well, though.
I feel like I'm a bit out
How
of the
much
loop.
money
What-
has he
what
put on
are you
himself?
guys thinking about right now?
Pseudo, I drank out of a water bottle that I got out of the vending machine that was at the gym. I ran myself through the med kit, like you said, and I have low levels of like 15 different street drugs in my system right now. Not enough to affect me, but I have like every drug known to man showing up in my scan at the moment. I scanned the water itself, and it was laced. And that's from the vending machine that's stocked by a private company or somebody anyways. It wasn't from like a refrigerator or anything. It was out of a vending machine, and so what we're talking about here is we're kind of wondering if Tiny has some kind of operation going on, or if somebody's lacing the water, or if somebody's playing Tiny like Bob, or if Raj has got behind
the
our
obvious
backs.
thing is Bob, but Bob's already clearly dealing. I mean, why the subterfuge? Seems that he's
Yeah.
got business.
So we're cross-referencing that with the fact that, like,
What about this guy, that large guy? Have you looked anything up on him?
no, they said he was out of the country when I asked about him.
Do you want me to look up something? I could have Grok do a run.
Might be a good idea just to cover all our bases.
Sure, okay. In the meantime, what are you suggesting? That either someone's playing Tiny or Tiny's playing everyone?
What I'm leaning
The
towards
same
is
troll that we've been talking to this whole time, and that seems out of character. Hey, K-Bud, didn't you have a chat with him? What kind of vibe did you get from the guy?
Tiny is not one of the people that would. He's not one of those type of people. I can't imagine him doing anything like that. I mean, yes,
But
okay, he ran the shadows for a bit, but he doesn't seem like someone who would do that. He seems very into trying to get people away from that life.
And
Well,
yeah,
he's getting paid. He's getting
how-
paid big from somewhere.
how much money did he ask for a meeting?
5K.
He asked for 5,000 new yen for a donation. Not so much for a meeting, but more towards working together.
Is it
But
possible
yeah.
that someone's putting the hurt on him?
I don't think anyone would be putting a hurt on him because, like, I mean, if he's living in that place with that ridiculous rent, then he must have.
Yeah,
he
and
must
that
have
dwarf
cash.
had enough chrome deck on him that he could have just lived any kind of life he wanted. But he was clearly in the pocket of the Red Vori. Just because he's living somewhere, he's got amazing gear, doesn't mean
He's not
that
living
he
it.
earned it.
If we
You know?
remove sinister assumptions here, would it be possible to dig on his background, figure out who this tiny guy is? Maybe he has a trust fund like our resident troll does. Who knows? Maybe it's something not sinister at all, but that would eliminate a big variable for us because we would know we're looking for somebody
I
else.
had Grok working for a while on Tiny. I've got a lot of data. I can take through it. I mean, I was looking for something specific when I was going through those archives, but maybe I missed something. I can have a look again, but
Can we get the public records for the amount of money that gym is making? Like, how much are they declaring?
I'm sure
Because
you can.
surely
I
if
mean,
he's being paid a salary, then it's got to go through the books.
yeah, sure. I mean, you can probably just find that through Google. Just do a quick
It probably would
glance
have
through the matrix. It would be
pulled
fine.
up on the search Grok did, actually, because Grok searched for anything related to him, and yeah, Grok got a lot of hits. So yeah, Grok will tell you that he probably earned a salary paid by the gym, which is hard to estimate because technically he's a partner in the gym as well, and the gym stuff gets reinvested,
Yeah.
etc. And he does have access to a certain amount of money that's not technically his, but does belong to the gym. But strictly, he got paid a salary of about 37,000 Noyan, give or take a little bit,
For the whole year.
for the whole year.
Okay, I passed that information on. And while I was looking for that information, was there any deeper info that Grok had managed to pull out? Because Grok had a pretty vague search term, but so might have brought up all kinds of info on Tiny as a Shadowrunner.
Make an
and
intuition
kind
plus
of-
logic check.
Sure. And I'll edge that as well.
Okay.
So I will take out 3 of those. There we go. 7 successes.
Okay, so with 7 successes, you notice quite quickly that the number of posts about people off different forums, etc., discussing Tiny and his shadowing activities, which you don't have a lot of information on, but you notice the date stamps, and the date stamps and all the information, you get the feeling that there's a lot of it in the past, and then it quickly tails off in the last month and a half. There are certainly some posts about him doing a job against a neonet facility in Wales, but other than that, it suddenly starts tapering off quickly thereafter.
Suspiciously quickly?
You do...
Someone doesn't really leave the shadows that easily.
Generally, someone doesn't leave the shadows that easily. Yes, that is a pretty good summary of it. And there is, in fact, one post that discusses... It says, is Tiny out of the game? And now that makes sense to you, possibly, is something to do with ending shadowing activities, possibly. By the way, it's been a few minutes now, hasn't it? Probably about 10 minutes. Blowback, you're currently on the bus, aren't you? You're still traveling back. Okay, and you
I
said
thought
you
we
had
were
the...
all at the place.
Oh, no, you were
Yeah,
all the
that's
place, yeah,
fine.
because you already did the med kit. So, yeah, by now, your med kit starts popping up, because you're not next to it anymore, in your AR. And it alerts you that it's found a foreign object in the sample and the blood test. No, not in the blood test, just in the sample at the moment. And it then says another foreign object, and another foreign object, and another foreign object, and another foreign object. And then goes into Stack Overflow.
I love what what Splattercat is doing as you're telling him all of this stuff about blowback. It's like, this is Splatter just going, oh god, no,
Yeah.
no. Okay.
I mean, this is kind of an overarching thing, though, I think. Like, the nanite thing, I think, is going to come up a lot. Shit.
Did Pseudo let everyone know about the neonet thing?
I have been, well, I'm still looking into this right now, so I
Right.
haven't finished compiling this information.
Blowback, please make me a body plus a body plus body test, and you get +2 because you're a dwarf. You can use edge on that, or is that okay?
Yeah, I don't have any edge. I'm good.
Very well. 4 successes.
Okay, well, back to the info that Pseudo's currently looking at, whilst Blowback is probably thinking, oh god, oh god, oh god, I am completely fragged. So I've got, like, suspicious sudden stop to his activities there, so I'm going to pass that on, specifically as Kaber has kind of brought himself into the conversation at this point. Or rather, well, actually, we'll just assume everyone's looked up to the conversation because it was just Pug who contacted me earlier. So I'll bring up all of their ARs.
Okay.
Looking back through the data, firstly, about 30 something new yen, 40 grand, something like that, for his earnings. That's for the year. That apartment was like nearly enough, 85 grand a month. As far as shadowrunning activities, now I'm looking a little bit closer. There is some seriously... I mean, it could be nothing. It could be something, but he was never that prolific. His name was out there, but it wasn't like, you know, one of the big names. But up until really recently, he was here and there, you know, as much as any of us are. But then that stopped. And I mean, it stopped.
What do you
Stopped
mean
in the way that
here-
it usually doesn't unless you're dead. And he's clearly not dead.
What do you mean here and there? Like, have you got any runs that you got up to, or?
It's not the sort of... I mean, you don't just find runs. People usually aren't that stupid to just list their criminal record in forums. But, I mean, people talking about things that he may or may not have done, things attributed to him. Some are congratulatory, some are questioning whether the right thing was done or whether he was even involved, which groups he was running with. No details on the runs themselves, but I've got the last run. There was a bit of an odd post on that one, honestly. Mentioned Neonet. I mean, I noticed it because it was Neonet.
Neonet, as in the Welsh facility?
Yeah.
As in the one that the fucking dwarf was on?
Yeah. And Boston. What's left of it.
There's a lot of ties here that I'm seeing that I'm getting very worried about now.
By the way, on a passive level, now that I've brought up everyone's kind of comms and I'm paying attention to everyone and not just Pug, would I be aware of the medkit reporting to Blowback repeatedly that it can't count the amount of things that it's found inside his sample?
No. You have access to
Okay.
it, but you'd have no reason to pull it up at the moment.
Okay. No, that's fine. Only if it was letting me know.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be like, you know. Currently, it's reporting to Blowback that it's found a lot of nanites inside of it, and 6 hits. Yeah, it's reporting nanites. And it's not reporting any in the blood test. It's just reporting them in the bottle.
Okay. I'm going to close up and pack up the med kit. I'm going to take one of the urine samples from it, and I'm going to hand it to Pug, and I'm going to tell him to fill this up. We might need it later. If we're going to try and clear Tiny after the fact, we need you with a clean sample, and we need you with a dirty sample both, just for variability in our plan. And then from there... God. So when is the dinner set up for, Caber? When is that going to happen?
I've not set it up yet. I just need to message Tiny to get it set up.
Okay. Do you have a restaurant in mind that you want that to happen in? Because this is the great time where we could bribe somebody and get the drugs planted in the food or the water.
Not yet. Are we definitely looking to bribe someone, or are we going to try and get someone in? 'Cause
Bribing.
Right now we could do a matrix search and try and see anyone that's got like any sort of openings for busboys or anything like that.
Hey, Caber, have you thought about talking with your fixer? Maybe, I mean, it's a long shot, but maybe some of the people who work in a certain place, like maybe he could even find a place to eat where the employees are sympathetic to the shadows.
That's a very good idea. Yep. I'll I
Okay,
mean,
well,
if we're
I'm
not
gonna
looking, if
get
we're
back
not
to what I
looking
was
to,
doing. If you need me for anything, call me. But
yeah, Yeah, null sheen.
In
Null
fact,
sheen,
I'll start making my way over there. Things seem to be getting a little bit too hot. I'll be there in a few hours.
Alright, see you soon.
I need to call Lil Raj.
Can
All
I
right, mate,
have...
All right, mate, what's happening? Now you're doing blowback.
Hey, oi, omae. What are you doing right now?
Oh, mate, you know, me just, working on the old wagon. Got a few new rims to put on it.
Hey, you didn't drug anything at the gym, did you, man? Please just
You
be
what?
honest with me right now. At the gym, all of the water
What
has
gym?
been the gym that Tiny and Large are at. All the water there has been spiked, and I just want to know, did you go behind our backs and spike all the water with drugs there just in case we failed?
Mate, you know, that's what you're being hired for, right? I don't get my hands
All right.
dirty with that stuff. You know me, just, good old oil and grease, right?
All right, man. Just figured I'd run it past you because we go back. I just want to make sure.
Mate,
'Cause
I
we're
thought
trying
you
to
knew me
point
better than
fingers right
that.
now.
Oh, you think me, spike some
No,
poor
no, it ain't
guys,
like- This is my ass on the line, man. I gotta ask these questions, otherwise, it's nothing personal.
Yeah, man, I understand.
All right, if it was you, like I could make changes and it'd be all right. I just need to know for information's sake. But if it wasn't you, it's all good. I just wanted to check and make sure.
Nah, mate, not me, bruv.
All right, for sure. I'll catch you later. Sorry for bothering you, man.
That's okay, still under car. And he starts sending you exactly what he's seeing, which is the underside of a car.
All right. Pew. All right. Well, Raj says he's not messing with anything at the gym right now, and he's got nothing involved with it. He and I go back, so I'm gonna trust him on it. Aside from that, though, I don't really think we should focus on that for right now. I think we should probably just focus on the run. It's interesting, and my curiosity wants to be itched here, but it's not pertinent at the moment.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
So I assume Pug has filled up a wonderful jug for you. Now, how much do you need? Just a little sample, or you want like an
Yeah,
entire
just-
bladder worth?
Any amount of... Don't be that guy that overflows the cup at the doctor's office, man. I don't want to have to put on rubber gloves. We just need a sample so we can swap it out later on if we have to make you dirty or anything like that.
I mean, did you hand him the troll-sized sample jar?
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
Like a small
I
beaker,
didn't hand him like
yeah.
this little tiny little vial or anything like you would do a blood test in.
The cable-sized. Alright, yeah, so, you've got a urine sample from Pug.
Yeah, and so I add that to the med kit, and I'm gonna pack it all up and put it back inside the van for later. For now, what does everybody else think we should be working on? Because we got a lot. We need the steroids. We need to set up the meat, and
We gotta get
set up
the drugs first. We gotta get them
yeah,
first.
we have to have those. So we got to postpone as long as possible to try and get those as long as before the match.
Who's
how's-
got the hookup for those?
I think it was Caber with Keith.
Who the hell's Keith, man? Jesus.
Kevin, sorry,
Get
Kevin.
your head.
Keith.
Is Jake? Is
Oh, Jake,
Jake.
sorry. I get them all confused. They're not
Oh,
my
I know a lot of
contacts.
people, man. Jesus. Keep your head in the
I don't
game,
have any
dude.
friends. I have charisma 1. I don't have any friends.
So,
Kaber, your comlink starts ringing.
hello.
Oh yeah, Kaber, I managed to find you a couple of things you're looking for. I got you in touch
Hey.
with a talismonger. They said they're, happy to, have you. Seems they're like, one of these, runners part-time who ends up, doing a lot of talismongery on the side. Don't know if that's what you're looking for. I mean, I could find you a dedicated talismonger if you want to. Just tend to specialize medical stuff over here, you see. And the other thing I got, I ate up my friend, the orc down in Lambeth. I've got a friend who knows a friend who knows this guy who's recently come into the scene, and I can hook you up if you want.
Alright, man, if you could, if you send me over the com code for the guy in Lambeth and the talismonger, I'll get in contact with both of them.
Sure, mate. There you go.
I love how Splattercat, Shen, and I exactly the same thought going.
We
every
know what
Drag.
it is. We know what
Drag.
it is.
God
Right,
damn
well,
it,
while all
Greg.
of that's going on, Pseudo is literally just walking because he hasn't got the lifestyle for it and he likes the opportunity. But Before he left, obviously he said his goodbyes, thanked Lowry for letting him crash at her place for a while. He'll be back in touch regarding the sins, but he's sent Grok on a very specific task.
Okay.
He hasn't asked him to look into Large. Specifically, he's told Grok to look for any reference in the Shadow community to Neonet runs in the last couple of months, specifically cross-referencing Triple Z's participation and Tiny's.
Okay.
Any group that they've been with, any interactions of those groups, literally a wide search, but focused on Neonet.
Okay, so until I actually manage to write a specific script for Roll20 that simplifies extended tests, I'll make you just roll the first time, and then for the rest you can buy hits, if that's okay.
Oh, was that pseudo? Oh yeah, I had the sprite do something.
Okay, 5 successes, and then you can buy hits. So how many dice was that? That was 18? So 17, you get a quarter of that, so you get 4, so that's 9. 16, you get a quarter of that, so you get 4, that's 13. 15, you get a quarter of that, rounded down, so that's 3. And you keep going, and you get more than 18 in the end, don't you? Yeah. You managed to get some information. You managed to get some information. Basically, there's some leaked Neonet documents that you get that pertain to a facility, a research facility for prisoner rehabilitation being hit in Wales. It's researching different ways to rehabilitate dangerous criminals. And it was hit, and some of the labs were destroyed by what they claim is some sort of anti-corporate anarchist terrorist attack. You do find information that on some of the other nearby posts about certain people being, unavailable for jobs at the time. And you manage to all cross-reference it, and you come up with a few names. You come up with Tiny's name, Triple Z, you obviously know. There wasn't any more information pointing to Triple Z. And then you get 2 other names. You get Large.
Okay.
And you get Pink.
Okay.
Some of the information is Large is, as you already know, another combat specialist, vaguely. Also, a very minor technomancer.
Oh,
Very
lots
low,
of tech
very low
ones.
level. We're talking resonance, 1 or 2 or something. You get information that Pink is a mage, and is the astral support for the team. And that a month and a half ago, there was an attack against this research facility that ended up with the labs being destroyed, and Neonet were quite unhappy. In fact, there is actually a bounty out for any information or the people who attacked the facility. The bounty amounts to 25,000 Noyen.
Sounds like we're gonna be snitching. We're gonna be dropping dimes in a heartbeat on somebody.
Okay.
I like money.
So that bounty's out on them, and it's on Tiny and pretty much all of them. Is that right? Or
Is that a
just
head?
information towards it?
That is per head.
Go ahead.
Woo!
Okay.
Payday. Leverage.
Okay. So, any other information regarding that, other than Neonet are really unhappy?
You have a few people. You manage to get enough hits. There are a few people who suggest that the way they're treating the prisoners there is particularly inhumane, that some of the prisoners who do come out fixed are coming out different. But a lot of people actually saying they come out just fixed. Same people, but not
They just
violent or
don't
whatever.
do the stuff they used to do.
However, those people do eventually mostly go missing or change their habits, and weird stuff starts happening. But they do come out mostly fixed. A few people come out very different.
Why do I get the same sort of sympathetic feeling that I felt for Spike when he got Chip and Buffy? This is so wrong. Okay, right, okay. This.
Okay.
Fixed in quotation marks. All right. I'm not passing this info on.
Okay,
I'm sitting on this info for
that's
now.
fine. The team, remember, you
In
don't know about the
fact-
25,000 Noyen.
I'm flat out me just check a sprite power that I
Stupid conscience.
very barely looked at. I do apologize for having to pause on this one.
Oh, I think I know the power you're going for.
You may well know it, actually. But you carry on, because Pseudo's working through this info on his way back. It's going to take him a few hours because he's walking. So
Okay, sure.
I'll just continue looking into this.
So just remember, guys, you don't know about the 25k. That face. Okay, sure. So you're chilling. You're in the lockup. It's about 4 p.m. What you doing?
I asked Caber, did he get a lineup on the Awakened steroids yet?
Yeah, man. So I've got two possible lines of inquiry here. I've got I was contacting Jake to get a hold of a talismonger for a spell that I'm kind of interested in, but Awakened steroids can also be used as reagents. So I'm thinking that the talismonger might have access to that. He's also gave me the contact details of some dodgy drug dealer as well that I'm not too sure about. So
Can you wire me the number for the dodgy drug dealer?
alright, man, you know a few drug dealers, do you?
I've got... I kind of just want to compare it to something.
Alright, man. Like, no shame. Like, I'll wire you the number. I'm just gonna send over the number to Blowback.
This number
Okay.
already exists in your comcode directory.
That's what I figured. Yeah. Caber, I'm pretty sure they gave you Bob's number.
Oh,
It matches Bob's number in my com code. So we may want to run down that talismonger link. Bob was such a train wreck the last time. We're really trying to avoid bringing him in on any of this. I'm resisting the pull of this river so hard. I mean, if we want to bring Bob in at this point, we can, but I'd really advise against it.
oh man, I'm trying to stay as far away from that guy as possible, and now I've got his com code. Thank
Fucking
you
Bob.
very much, Jake.
Okay, well, the name on the comcode is actually not Bob, as far as you can tell. The tag you were given says Lambeth Prime. The Blowback, you get a choice. You can override the name attached to the comcode with Lambeth Prime, or you can keep it as Bob.
Can I just label it as both with like a hash in between?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright, it's labeled as both now. I
Please
want all
edit
this
your
guy's
contact.
pseudonyms and shit.
Please edit your contact applicably. Caber,
Alright.
the other
Rocket
contact you
seed.
have is Pink.
Pink. Alright. Boys, I'm currently refraining from quoting any Pink lyrics.
I had to hold back quite hard, actually, as well.
Alright, so I'm going to, after talking to Blowback about after talking to Blowback about the best course of action would be to contact the talisman. I'm gonna call it Pink.
Yes, yes. What is it? Yes, who are you?
Hey Omae, I think a mutual friend of ours gave me your contact details. I'm looking for a talismonger.
Yes, yes. Why are you looking for a talisman?
Well, I'm actually after some spell formula.
Spell formula. Yes, spell formula. Many spell formulas. Many formulas. Many spells. Much.
When 900
Wow.
years old, you rich. Look as good. You will not.
Yeah, Omae, I don't know if you actually have a formula or control thoughts. I'm looking for.
Ah, you want to control thoughts? Is that what you want?
Yeah, Omae.
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, I mean, well, what would you like for it, man? It's something that it's something that I've definitely been looking for a while, and it's and like I says, a mutual friend can track you down for me.
Ah, well, you can have the mutual thought spell. It will cost you 9, though. Tasty 9s.
How many new yen are
Wow.
we talking here?
How much is a spell normally?
2.5.
2 million. Tell him 2
2.5.
million. Yeah, 2.5
5
million.
new yen times rating.
So you said you've been wanting it for a while, etc. Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry, 2 seconds. I'm just looking. It's control thoughts is 1,500, not 2.5. It's 1,500. Sorry, mate.
Really?
I'm not pulling your leg
Wow.
here.
It's okay. If you are, I'll just, break yours later with a baseball bat.
Or
well,
rather, the Irish mob will break his leg. They'll
get an
spontaneously,
awesome night's
we
sleep,
found
though."
your house. What? How? Ah, smash.
it's good being omnipotent. Well, let me see. Rush job. You're wanting the spell now? And you need it. You wanted it a long time, you said. Yes, yes, yes. That will be 2,200. You pay, yes?
2,200. I mean, just because I've been looking for it for a while doesn't mean you get to like break my legs over it.
No? Well, okay. New special deal. 2,225. Yes, you buy.
Negotiate, roll this fool into the ground. Get him, Caber. Negotiate.
You can roll negotiate if you want.
God. Yes, yes, please. This guy is mental.
He reminds me of so many eccentric old guys in like sci-fi films. It's like I'm not even sure what one he might be referencing at this, but there's just so many.
You're trying to negotiate. But I hold all the cards, you see. All the cards. I can see everything. I will let you have it for 2,215. Best price.
I mean,
You realize
may
that this
hold
guy
all the
is
cards.
probably so unhinged that negotiating has, it just doesn't register with him. He doesn't understand it.
You may hold all the cards, but I hold all the new yen. I mean, I'll tell you what I can do, right? Okay, I'll give you a fantastic deal. All you need to do for me is, you don't happen to have any. I'm looking for some reagents as well, okay? And we'll do a bulk deal. You'll love it. It'll be great. So I'm looking for, obviously, my control thought spell. That's the major thing. Like you're gonna sell me. You're gonna get loads of new yen. It'll be great. But I'm also looking for some reagents. I'm looking for a awakened steroid reagent. If you've got one of them, I'll do
I
it.
don't do any of
Great
that.
deal.
No messing with the physical form. The physical form is the way that nature intended. No messing with that.
Okay, so I need access to Hermetic
You
Lodge
pollute the
as well.
form. The way that Gaia intended.
Do you have access to Hermetic Lodge? Maybe we can do a
Hermetic Lodge?
yeah, of course.
No.
I mean,
we
how
do
else am I
things the
gonna
way
learn
that
this?
nature intended.
All right. So, like you said to me that you were going to do it for 1,600 new yen for the formula.
Yes. 1,850.
Yeah? Yep. 1,600 new yen. That is perfect.
Yes.
That is
1,950.
perfect. Yep. 1,600 new yen. Okay, I'll send that over to you.
Excellent. 2,000.
Okay, 1,600. Thanks,
Deal
man.
done.
Deal.
What an irritating character.
He's like Radagast mixed with Yoda.
I'm going to
Kill Pink.
I'm going to send over the 1,600 new yen, and with a note, and be like, yeah, thanks so much. That was I put in a little extra for the tip. That's what he's getting for a tip. I'm going to swiftly message Jake and say, what the fuck is that guy on?
You get a message
Kiss,
back
kiss.
very quickly, scarily quickly, like someone's on meds, that increase their attention quickly, saying, "Now you forgot 212 extra. Yes, price was 1812." It also then plays the 1812 overture, which I would have ready, but my computer has deleted my playlist. I'm sorry.
I'll message him back and say, thank you so much for the music. Here is 1815. Okay. So I'm gonna make it up to 18-15 for him.
Okay. Yes, yes.
Oh my god.
Come to my shop, and I will give you a spell formula. And he gives you an address.
Right. So I'm going to nudge Blowback, and I'm like, dude, do you mind like giving me a lift somewhere?
Yeah, man, where we going?
We're going to go and see the craziest motherfucker you have ever met in your life. Legit.
How crazy are we talking? Like L36 crazy or Ruger Warhawk crazy?
No, we're talking like padded cell, straight jacket crazy.
All right, Warhawk crazy. I'm gonna get my lined coat, and I'm gonna bring my Warhawk with me, and we're gonna take the van over to whatever the address is.
Yeah. I'm gonna shove my holder in my jacket. as
Okay,
usual,
are you
but-
taking Pug?
push
Because
it.
Pug's currently just sitting there playing a fighting game in his head.
The
Pug, you
troll's
want to play
fucking
video
silly,
games, or are you gonna
I
want to go
still
meet a
haven't been
crazy
able
guy?
to beat KO though. She seems to beat Tiny all the time.
She's so
Wait,
OP.
what?
Devs,
What?
please nerf.
I'll pull the goggles up for a second. What?
Nah, never mind. It's fine.
Stupid elf.
Fucking up my
Ryan
video
Frog.
games.
He pulls the goggles back down, and he's completely lost, and he has to start from level 1. Ah!
There are no save slots. There
This is
are
a
no save
roguelike
states
fighting
here.
game.
There is no god here. Alright, so we head out to meet with the Talismonger.
Okay. Jake sends you a quick message back. Kay was saying, I'm sorry, mate. You wanted, last minute-ish, and I tried to find someone. I mean, there were several other options, but that was the quickest one to find. I mean, he's a name in the shadows. He does well. I mean, he's a little bit eccentric, I know, but people vouch for him.
Not Shinome, can you please find me someone who's hermetic next time?
Sorry, mate. Don't know
Would
all
you,
this
like-
magic stuff. Yeah, I'll try and find you another one.
Yeah, man, just put some feelers out and try and find me someone who's hermetic. Like, I really need it. Thanks.
Okay. So you go, and you actually leave London. The address he's given you is actually about a half an hour's drive outside of London. It actually goes to a field. And you pull up down a little country lane, next to a hedge. There's a gate ahead, a little bit of a old wooden iron barred gate. It's kind of a little bit broken. It leads into the field.
So, what's up with this caver? Let's go. Is this where we're supposed to be?
This is the address that the guy sent me. He seemed like an absolute nature freak.
Oh, frag my life. Allergies.
Yep.
All right. So let's get out of the van. I'll lock it on up once he gets out. So are we hoofing it? Like, do we need to walk somewhere, or where are we going? Like, are we supposed to? Is this right where we're supposed to be?
I don't know, man. We're just looking for some sort of absolute nut job.
Make perception checks.
check.
Yeah.
Make surprise check.
Me and my 2 successes. You were attacked by a greater wind elemental. No!
You both vaguely hear some music in the distance.
Is it the 1812 overture?
It is the 1812 overture.
God damn it.
It's coming
Alright.
from the hedge to your side, past
The hedge.
Well, just over the hedge.
No, he's in the hedge.
I walk over to the hedge. Actually, I want to find a stick first. Where's a stick at?
There's a bit of broken gate you can use.
I'm going to pick up a piece of stick and I'm going to poke the bush with it.
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'm going to search the bush now.
It's from the other side of the hedge. You can search the bush if you want.
That's it. I unload my Warhawk into the bush.
What the frag are you doing?
Fuck it, let's
Blowback?
do this.
Stop poking the bush. On your own time, man. Jeez.
Sorry. I have needs.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay, so what are you doing?
Caber, I'm going to let you take this one. I'm going to go lean on the van.
Hi, no Sheen, on me. I'm gonna go over and talk to Pink.
Okay, you see, in the middle of the field is what looks like a VW Beetle?
Oh, good choice.
Kind
I
of
approve.
sunk down about 8 inches into the soil, next to this big old oak tree.
Not too approving of that, but I'll make exceptions.
And you walk up to it, and you can hear the music coming from somewhere. And you look in, and you see this sort of old school car stereo, like really old school, and it's currently playing music. You're not exactly sure from where.
It's an 8-track.
Boom.
Obey!
Oh, yes, coming. Gosh, wait a minute. The bonnet of the VW Beetle suddenly flips up and emerges. This very strange dwarf. If I said his hair looked like it had sparrow's nesting in it, that wouldn't be too far from the truth.
Told you, Radagast mixed with Yoda.
Got it, yeah,
Called it.
definitely.
He's wearing, what can I do described as sort of this, it's almost like a quilt. It's like a blanket, like different patches from all over the place, sort of mixed together, matched up, bits of like twigs and so on attached to his hair, and sort of this sort of muddy painted face that you think is mud, you're not too sure, you hope it is. Yes, you would be someone, right? You were wanting something. Yes, come on down.
Is
I
there
will
a
give you
53
tea.
on the side of that beetle?
Pum?
Is there a 53 on the side of that beetle?
Unfortunately, no.
Aw.
Actually, there is an 18 on one side and there's a 12 on the other.
Sorry, Chad. I sorry.
And he jumps back down into the bonnet and starts going down what you see as a ladder.
No, I'm going to quickly message Blowback and say, I'm going into this guy's dungeon. Be ready just in case. You know what things get like when I go into places by myself.
I wire back, don't drop the soap.
Oh. I'm going to quickly message back, it's fine, it's on a rope.
I'll keep an eye
I'm
out
gonna-
for you, man. Holler
I'm
if
gonna-
anything happens or something, I don't know. AR me.
I'm going to climb down.
Okay, what rating is your comlink?
My comlink that I'm currently wearing is... Okay. It's just 2.
Okay, so as you get to the bottom, the dwarf pushes past you and pulls on this rope, and boom, the bonnet goes down, and you suddenly realize you have no wireless connection. You are now a good 3 meters underground by your estimation, and surrounding you is what is only roughly a hollowed out tunnel. There's a small fire, like old school fire. There's a little, few hot plates and stuff that they've been using to cook stuff on. And there's a makeshift bed, what looks like a kind of patchwork sleeping bag. And then on one wall, you can actually see that there is an Uzi submachine gun, several rounds of ammo.
Do I notice that he disconnects from our little conference? Is it like Skype or something where I know if he gets disconnected?
Well,
I know.
Alright, so when I see he gets disconnected, I start walking towards the bug.
okay.
I noticed that he's no longer reachable because all of the permissions I had on his gear just suddenly ping off. So I call through to Blowback. Have you got eyes on Kaber?
No, he just went down in some sort of like magical VW dungeon. I have no idea. I don't do this magic stuff.
He's gone
He just-
into a fungeon.
He dropped into a magical car. I don't really know what else to say here. The car opened, he went in, and now he's gone.
Meanwhile, you can hear the 1812 overture playing over his comlink.
I can, and I'm enjoying it. But what? You let Kaber go into a quote-unquote magical car? The same Kaber who has, up to now, almost always been killed when he's gone into anywhere by himself. I mean,
Well, I didn't know it was a magic car. I thought he was walking over to the car to do
Oh,
a deal,
because
and
a
then he's
normal
gone.
car would make all the difference.
Yeah, it would. Nobody's scared of a VW Bug. It's the most unthreatening vehicle ever.
That's why it's scary.
All right, I'll go look after him. I was already on the way over there anyways.
Where are you right now?
I ping him my GPS location.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm near the... Is Pug there with you?
Nope.
No, Pug wanted to play video games, so he stayed home.
Oh, fine. Okay, well, I'm almost to the lockup anyway. Okay.
You are literally standing out front of the lockup right now. You've literally just got there.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep the feed open to your comlink. Just... Seriously, a magical car?
A magical car. I can't make this shit up, man. A day in the life of a Shadowrunner. I don't know.
Sure, fine. Go find the elf. And
All right, man. I'm on
at
it.
that point, I go into the lockup. Is Pug just sat there with his goggles on, playing his game?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just look. And then I just walk towards the kitchen.
We've got those soy puff things.
I know. That's why I'm going to the kitchen.
Okay, so meanwhile, Kaba.
Ah, yes. Do you want tea? Yes, you should have tea. Green tea makes you very strong, yes.
He starts
yeah,
getting
I mean-
some miscellaneous leaves. You're not sure if it's actually tea, and putting them in a cup.
It's
Watch
just like
the tea out
pine
comes
needles.
out actually green, like nuclear green as well.
Ah,
Yeah, no
yes.
problem.
Makes you grow big and strong, yes. Yes, yes. All natural. None of this crap soy. No, no. No of this soy crap. No, bad for you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to hold the teacup in both hands. Before I do that, I'm going to take my gloves off.
Okay.
Only respectful. I'm going to put them in my pocket. But say, yeah. So did you manage to get the thing that I paid for?
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I have it here.
And he pulls out it's actually kind of an old-fashioned piece of paper with writing on it, wrapped up into like a scroll, and it looks kind of disheveled. It's probably what you want.
It looks stepped on.
No, can I roll to check it out?
You can open it and have a look, and you instantly realize that this is what you asked for.
Alright. Okay.
The benefit of magical spells is they're pretty likely to be exactly what you want by quickly looking at them. It's very hard to make up a fake magic spell that a mage cannot spot.
Yeah.
So you're sort of standing there, kind of bemused, with tea in one hand, magic scroll in the other.
Do you happen to have any reagents? Because I mean, like, I'm going to need to set up a lodge. I'm looking for, I don't know, like, I'm looking for about 3 drams of hermetic reagents.
Ah, hermetic reagents. Ah,
Yeah.
I have some hermetic reagents. Ah.
They're what, 25 a dram normally?
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Is he getting racism from a dwarf for his magic school now as well?
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes. Oh, this is fantastic.
Well, let me have a look. There'll be 1, 2, 3. Yes, that will cost you 129.
129. That sounds great. I'll just send that over to you.
You can tell he's just giving up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Take what
absolutely
you
fine.
want. I don't want to deal with you anymore.
Okay. He hands
Thank
you
very much.
3. Well, they look kind of like teeth. I don't know if you've got any knowledge of magical creatures, but he has these 3 teeth.
Okay.
While they work for shamanics, they will probably also work for hermetics. These.
Alright. So, I'm going to place the cup of tea down somewhere that I can find a space. I'm guessing that every surface is cluttered, so I'm just going to shift some stuff over a little bit and place my cup of tea down and take the reagents off and say, thank you so much, Omae, for sorting me out. Unfortunately, I can't stay. Thank you so much for the tea.
No. You drink tea. I will find tea. Yes.
And he starts cooking himself some of his tea.
While all that's going on, I'm like, Blowback would see through my kind of AR thing that I'm moving through the lockup. I pause for a moment, look down at something, furrow my brow. Then he sees like this troll figurine end up in my arms as I'm walking around. You can sort of see the room changing. I'm now in the kitchen. So where are you guys anyway? Like, why are you out in the middle of nowhere? I just checked the GPS. What? And imagine
Magic shit. I have no clue, man. Apparently, Caver needed to come out here, and it's for something magical. There's a VW bug with like an 8-track in it, and it vanishes into some kind of weird dungeon. I don't know.
who's he meeting? Is it like a talisman or something?
I would assume so. Somebody that's
Because I
hooked up
remember
with whatever it
masking
is
his
he does with that finger wiggling.
his fixer for that at some point.
But the ladies call it too.
Wow. Okay. So have you found him?
Am I at the car yet? I should be at the car, right?
You're at the car wandering around it. Make a perception check.
Yeah.
You notice there is an ever so slight bit of light being given off around the bonnet of the car, and you look at it, and it's almost like it doesn't exist. But you look out the corner of your eye at it rather than like straight at it, and you can see this slight shimmering ripple of light.
Can I open the car?
I'll
Like the
Blowback's
truck
doing
or
this.
whatever?
He sees me getting out the soy puff things from the fridge, and the troll figurine going into the fridge, and the fridge closing.
Okay, sure. Make me a agility plus reaction check.
Who
That's
are you
not
talking to?
good.
Is that
Blowback.
Blowback?
Blowback, yeah.
Ah.
5
Yeah.
hits. As you open it, what you can only like identify as effectively like a small row of miniature crossbows. Basically unleash, and it's which you
go,
manage
"Ah,
to
what
just
the
quickly
fuck?"
dodge out of the way, and they hit the tree behind you, embedding themselves.
Ah! Intruders! The culprits have come!
He quickly goes and grabs his Uzi off of the sideboard.
With
Whoa!
Blowback dodging out of the way of all of this crazy stuff. All right, so you've let him literally get taken into a booby-trapped function.
You can berate me right now, but I'm getting shot at. This is
He
insult
goes
to
to the
injury.
base of the ladder and goes,
So I'm
You
going.
will never capture me alive!
I'm going to grab Pink and go. Whoa! No, she know me. I'll sort it. It's fine.
make a
I'm
negotiation.
gonna-
I'm on the ground like, what the frig?
All the while, the actual 1812 overture is going off. It's
Yep.
fantastic. So fitting. It's a good part for this as well.
6 hits.
Yes, you assault them. You take out the culprit overlords. Take them down. Make them respect the environment.
So I'm gonna charge up these ladders like I mean something,
Okay, you charge up the ladder.
and I'm going to
You hit your head on
I'm
the
going to
bonnet.
get to the top, and I'm going to pull my shitty holdout out, and I'm going to fire it a couple of times into the air, and yell, "Take that, corporate scum!"
Caver's shooting at me!
I'm clearly firing it into the air, but like, calm down.
Literally on instinct, I shut down his weapon. He's shooting at
click,
apparently. I eject the clip.
It's a fucking revolver.
Oh,
It's
it's a
not
revolver.
wireless. Leave it alone.
It is wireless.
It is, isn't it? It is wireless.
Does it with SmartLink?
No.
It can't be done.
Oh,
You can't even turn the
balls.
safety off.
Balls.
He keeps
Really?
firing.
Oh, man.
It has some wireless features built in, like it'll tell you all about like some stuff about it, but you can't like literally perform a physical action to it.
Okay, no, fair enough then.
So I fire it 3 times into the air. Say, take that, corporate scum!
Yes, you show them.
Yeah, and I'm going to whisper under my breath to blow
Periwinkle,
back and like get to
Periwinkle,
fuck.
join him.
And you notice next to you suddenly this spirit
Oh my god!
of what you can only
Blowback
gather
is
to be a
rugged.
unicorn
Blowback
appears.
is good.
I hate my life right now. I take off back towards the van.
So good.
Okay,
Thank
you
you.
go towards the
Magicians.
van. How fast can you run?
I think I run 16.
I don't think you run fast enough to outrun a unicorn.
Okay, well, I didn't think I'd have to be doing this today. Let me look up my spirit tracker.
God damn it.
Oh my lord.
It's
Move
not
those
me!
little legs.
It's not me!
I'm being attacked by unicorns. Just comes up over and over and over again in the AR text.
Pug! I shout through. Caver's gone rogue. He's attacking Blowback. With
So
unicorns!
big unicorn.
Okay,
This
I
is so
assume
big
you've
mohawk.
activated your wireless reflexes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Please make me reaction plus intuition to avoid being skewered by a unicorn. This is not something I thought I would have to say in Shadowrun.
You guys are killing me right now.
You've
Oh my
dodged
God.
worse than this. You can do it.
I don't want to get unicorned.
Chat.
5-5. You narrowly managed to roll out the way as the unicorn charges past you, its horn piercing some of the fabric of your arm, but luckily missing you entirely. Just a little gash put in it as this unicorn sort of charges past you. Little like sparkles of bark coming off the back. As you notice now, as the unicorn goes past, it seems made up of like almost like it's made of like tree bark, but then sort of an iridescent moonlight sort of color. And it charges past you. You manage to just about, like, then leap over the fence, head back into the van. You lock the van inside, you just hide. And the unicorn
My AR, I
doesn't
said,
seem to be
I'm
around
never
you.
fucking hanging out with you again.
At this point,
shout down.
I'm scouring Caver's comlink right now. I'm just looking for what the hell has gone on. I'm like looking through previous video logs. I'm trying to bring up call histories.
You
Everything.
could have seen through
Contact
my eyes,
details.
right? You've got my contacts or whatever.
Oh, I do, but I'm like looking. Pseudo's trying to work out why Caber has gone rogue and is trying to kill
I'm
me.
laying on my back in the back of the van, aiming at the back door with my warhawk now, just in case the unicorn comes after me. Deep breathing through my comms.
I'm sorry,
Like,
but
seriously, dude.
someone just
Caber's
joined.
attacking Blowback right now with unicorns and bullets.
Someone just joined chat and said, "I'm late. What's going on?" And the first thing they're gonna hear is Caber's attacking Blowback with you.
If there was ever a time for hashtag blame Caber, this is literally that time. This is the time that it was designed for.
This is true.
Puck's just gonna look over at Pseudo. So you're saying it's finally time we kill the elf. I'm with you on that.
With he apparently went down into some sort of magical dungeon inside a car. Has come out shooting unicorns.
Are they
with
gone?
Blowback.
Are they gone? Did you get the corporate outlaws?
Yeah, omae, they're gone. They're gone. The corporates are gone.
I'm listening to this now through his.
Yeah, you
his
can now
comm.
hear.
It's fine. Just calm down. Put the Uzi down. We're good.
In
Okay.
Caber's ear, he just hears, "What the hell is going on?
Periwinkle.
Why is Caber shaking in the back of his van, pointing his gun at the door?"
I'm kidding.
Sorry, Blowback. Sorry.
Periwinkle, if anyone else comes back into the field, skewer them. Skewer them good.
You
I
see
only- I'm gonna-
next to you the unicorn like neighs, shakes its head. Its mane sort of ripples with sort of weird, like not bound by gravity, and then it just disappears from view.
Omae, I'm going to go and search the perimeter, make sure that the corporate scum are gone.
No,
I'll
Periwinkle
be
will
in
do
contact.
that. Periwinkle will do that. Come back. I have something to give you for being so helpful.
You made a friend, Caber?
He's never gonna go away.
You know
now.
what? I'm going to go back down there.
Okay,
You
but do
see
not
him-
go into the strange magical
down.
dungeon.
Nope, can't hear you.
Pseudo suddenly
can't
cut
hear you.
off.
Oh my god.
So you see him, and he's throwing the tea away that he poured for you, and goes, "No,
You got the good stuff.
and he quickly makes some more tea. This time using leaves from a different jar, and then he hands it to you. And he goes,
Yes, you drink. This is the good stuff. Yes.
He's gonna do a
Hey.
sensing test on you. Give me a sec. He's gonna edge it. Ah, 7 hits. He knows everything about you.
Yeah.
You're an adept and a mage. Yes, this tea very good for you. Yes, help. Your abilities unlock ones you had not had before.
Make your
Well, now
longer
you kinda have to.
longer,
Sounds good.
more
Omae.
pleasurable.
I mean,
Yes.
You stay in my dungeon with me forever.
You're
sounds
never
good,
gonna get to
Omae.
leave
I'll,
now.
And he takes his own cup and he takes a massive drink.
I'm
Gonna make it
gonna
crazy.
drink my tea.
Okay. There is something in there. Do you want to resist it, or do you want to let it go?
It's a test. It's the
What is
waters
it?
of life.
I'm not gonna resist it. I'm just gonna drink it.
Okay. You now have, for what's your body?
2.
For 4 hours, you now have +1 willpower, +1 mental limit, -1 physical limit, and you start feeling very tired and sluggish. And you notice that the dwarf sort of sits back on his chair and closes his eyes in this sort of rocking chair. It looks like it's made of more moss than actual chair.
Told you, waters of life. He's doomed. He'll either die to this or he'll come out the Quetzet Hedrach.
Now, just sit down, lie down, or you'll hit your head, and you don't want a headache when you wake up.
Next thing you know, you're naked in a hotel room. Fuck that noise.
I'm gonna grab a chair, man. This
Handcuffed to
guy's
the toilet.
Okay, and as soon as you grab the chair, something happens that's never actually happened to you before. You leave your body.
I know exactly what this is.
You can't get very far, but you do manage to suddenly realize that you are floating above your body, seeing everything in this sort of weird, sparkling, glowing light. Certain things are much brighter. For instance, you and the dwarf. The earth around you is, again, reasonably alive with a certain iridescent hue to it. You can see even roots lining down the side are actually even more alive and certainly a bit brighter. But certain things like the metal of the cook stove, etc., are very much darker to you. And this is exactly what you see when you astrally perceive.
Omae, what's going on?
And then you notice appear next to you a dwarf. However, this dwarf is much more idealized almost. He's even
He's all
slightly
ripped.
taller. He's pretty ripped. And he's got a certain sparkle to his eye.
Yes, welcome to the astral plane.
And he sort of, very, very quickly, disappears up the ladder, then comes back down again. And he goes,
Yes, there is someone outside in a van. Must be the person you scared off earlier, yes?
No, Omae, that'll be my friend.
Friend.
Yeah, it's the guy that drove me here. I mean, I can't drive. I
Friend.
had to get here somehow.
Friend.
Yeah, that's definitely not the corp, man.
Friend. Make a intuition
This
plus
is when he
willpower.
gets choked out in the astral plane.
No,
was
sorry, not
that?
intuition plus willpower. Intuition plus charisma.
Intuition plus charisma. Okay.
I find it's funny that in the astral plane he's like this Fabio-looking dwarf, but he's still got that crazy guy voice.
So 6 hits.
Fernando.
He keeps repeating the word friend for a good few more seconds, and you almost feel like he's having an aneurysm or something. Like his brain is stuck. Friend. 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 Yes, what were we talking about? Yes. Friend, yes. Friend. Yes, friend. I have things to do. We should go back. Yes. Go. We should go back. We should
Are
return
you
to
sure?
our bodies.
I mean,
yes.
you brought me here for a reason.
Fun and
This is
games.
like-
Fun and games.
I think you just blue screened a dwarf, dude.
I know.
You're just sitting there.
Hi, Omae. Maybe we can do this again later.
Yes. I'm sure there will be a time when you can come along, and then we can talk and drink tea. Yes. Right. If you just jump back into your body.
And he jumps into his. And then you see
Aye.
that his meat dwarf stands up.
Right, I'm gonna unastrally project, I suppose.
You go back into your body.
I almost feel that there's a certain sense of disappointment in Caber right now. Radiating off him.
At least you can get attacked by a unicorn.
Or a small dwarf.
I'm kind of sullen about this.
Yes. You have to go now. You have to go. Things to do. People to see. Sorry.
I'm very sorry that I've wasted your time. Right. If you go up the ladder, then you can go out via the way you
Came in. Yes. You go up. Yes. Oh, yes. I will give you.
tea, so you can take that with you.
Yes.
And he hands you a small box of leaves.
Right. What is the box of leaves? Do we know?
You have no idea.
Alright, no worries.
You can roll flat intuition. Yeah, because of your magical background, I'll give it to you. You realize upon leaving and looking at this that you have been given some leaves that were part of the component in what you drank. Not all of it, about half of what you drank was this. But this is deep weed. And deep weed does the mental limit, physical limit, willpower we talked about earlier. But it also forces you to astrally perceive. Not project, astrally perceive.
Okay.
Well, it is 420, so there had to be weed involved somewhere.
So yeah, you get 3 doses of deep weed.
421 for us, though.
So it's only
Yeah.
for astral perception.
Yes.
Alright. I can astrally perceive anyway.
Is Caber out of the fungeon now? Has he left?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has he popped his earbuds back on?
I think he's already had them in, just out of contact. By the way, are you currently astrally perceiving, Kaba?
Currently, like I know that this place is going to be like covered in things, so
Okay.
Okay, well, the moment he comes back on the Matrix, he immediately gets a pop-up arrow. I was like, where have you been? What on earth is going on? Pug is here ready to get his panther out on you. I'm not even sure he means the gun this time.
Why the frag were you shooting at me?
I wasn't shooting at you. If I was shooting at you, I'd have hit you. I was shooting in the air,
I
man.
strongly doubt that. I'm pretty spry.
The crazy. I told you we were coming to visit a crazy guy.
Why?
All right.
Jesus.
Well,
Hey,
I got
I
shot
need
at
to-
today, and I almost got stabbed by a unicorn. So you're riding in the back. Don't talk to me until we get home.
Okay, but as you open the back door of the van, you notice Blowback lying prostrate on the floor. Ruger's still pointed in your direction, but a little bit calmer now, and he stinks of piss.
Why do I stink of piss?
Blowback, you turn around and you notice, that sample you said you put in the van earlier?
Ah, fuck!
You dive back in the van so quickly. I checked. I rolled a 1 on a die. You dived straight on top of the container.
But it was in the
Blowback,
med
what
kit.
the frag, man? Was it that frightening? I shot in the air. It was a fragging unicorn.
Calm
You didn't
yourself
need to
down.
go-
I laid it on the piss container with the fucking troll's piss thing inside. I hate today. I hate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, man. Just give me more of your excuses.
Fuck you. Get in the back. We're going home.
I'm not getting in the back. It stinks of piss.
Yeah, that's right. You ride in the piss. You don't get to come up to the front, and I lock the front doors. I get pissed on. You get pissed on. We're a team.
I'm gonna like crouch in the back. I'm not sitting in that piss. I'm gonna
Make
put
sure
my
to try
hands on
extra
the walls.
jerky on the way home.
You
I
can
take
actually-
every turn as tightly as I can.
You can actually
That's
climb
what
into
white
the front
suit
from
was
the
I'll
back.
roll the
There's
driving
no
check on
intervening
it.
wall.
Driving check.
Okay, yeah, driving check. You want to try and stop him getting into the front by just driving vigorously and swinging from
No,
side to
I'm
side.
rolling to make him fall down in the
Yeah,
piss.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, let's do this.
Roll for it.
Bullshit.
Oh my god.
Kaba, you have to resist with reaction plus intuition.
This is so amazing.
Okay.
We now actually need a jar of piss as an emote.
No, we don't.
Make it happen. Oh, we do.
Piece of-
Kaba, you fall down, not like full, like straight, like face down or anything, but you do slip and your like knee and like all, it's very obvious on your white suit.
It gets
It's
in his
yellow.
mouth.
It's he need to fail a lot more for that to happen. I'm afraid it's
That
just
would be a glitch.
he's
I
got
think.
he's
I'm
got a
rolling
very
again.
yellow. Okay, he goes for it again. You can try maybe twice more before you get to London.
Yeah.
I resist. This time he actually falls down on his ass. Yeah, yellowed all the way down the back of his trousers. You can do it once more if you want.
Good, more piss. I feel a little spiteful at this point, though. It seems like a bit much.
Fuck you!
He manages
However,
to just
Splat,
about.
didn't Splat just glitch?
No, he'd need more.
Oh,
He
no,
rolled
one
12 dice. He got 5 ones. It was a shame. I was hoping. But Kaba
roll
managed
the
to just
van.
about grab the front passenger seat and haul himself forwards.
No,
So
he
while-
didn't piss on my
while
seat.
While I grab the passenger seat, I'm going to reach and pick up. I'm going to pick up my fucking taser and I'm going to pocket it as I climb myself into the front seat.
As he sits down, you hear a slight squelching sound.
I hate you so much.
You hate me? The fucking covered me in piss.
I'm covered in piss, therefore you're covered in piss. That's how this goes. I'm
Okay,
not going back
boys,
to the
okay,
lockup.
children. Fun time's over. You're driving like a maniac through London,
I'm
trying
not
to
going
get.
back to the lockup, the only person covered in piss. Because the troll is going to have questions and we're going to answer them together.
Just, if you really care that much, wait until he falls asleep and piss on him. Don't get yourselves caught while you're driving back here. That's all I'm saying, all right? Calm down.
I hate this job.
You get
All right,
back
so
to the
we head
lockup.
back to the lockup.
Right,
Okay.
so we're at the
I
lockup.
call out the pug before they get out. You might want to start drinking again because I've got a funny feeling that Blowback's going to need another sample. Mate.
Right, I'm gonna pull out my taser and I'm gonna tase the fuck.
I knew he was going to do that when he got it out, and I just turned it off.
Fuck you.
I wait for him to get it right up close. It's clearly obvious what he was about to do, and then I just
Pseudo,
I
you're
just-
going to have to roll for
block it.
initiative then, and you're going to have
That's
to
fine.
take a surprise penalty. Blowback, you also get this surprise penalty, but you get a bigger surprise penalty because you weren't expecting this. So I'll say you're rolling
And my
at...
own teammate to attack me with a unicorn, then tase me.
The good news is, by the way, that you're conductive right now.
Cause you're covered in piss.
Pseudo, you will need to roll AR initiative. You were looking.
AR
You said you were looking for it, and I kind of think that you would have known about that. So yeah, that's fair. You get a +3, because you were expecting combat, effectively.
Okay.
Blowback, you just roll initiative.
I'll have to do this.
Kaber, you don't have to roll... sorry, Blowback, you have to roll your intuition plus reaction for surprise. No bonuses. Kaber, you don't need to roll for surprise because you're doing this. You
So
are
I'm rolling
surprised,
for
Blowback.
surprise, is that right? Plus
Yes,
three.
you can roll for surprise, but a +3.
Is that +3 dice or just +3 on the number?
+3 die.
Okay, so could you remind me again what it is? It's
Reaction
initiative
intuition.
plus reaction intuition. Thank you very, very much.
So Kaber's on 10.
9, sorry.
9. Okay, 9.
Oh, there we are. 5 successes.
Blowback, you're on 16, which is -10 because you failed the surprise test. And Pseudo is on 5 successes. You are not surprised. You may roll
Okay.
AR initiative as per usual.
How do you roll AR initiative specifically?
Reaction intuition +1 die.
+1 die. Are we attaching this? Where's my character? Let me find him on the map. Okay, there we go.
I'll let people see exactly what we're seeing, but there's nothing interesting really. It's just the initiative order.
Right. Okay, so
At this rate, I really should have mapped this lockup.
yeah, I know, seriously. Could you remind me about initiative again? I'm terribly sorry. I'm not going to be able to
Reaction
use my macros for
intuition
this.
+1 die. So effectively, add your reaction, add your intuition, and then add 1d6.
Okay.
Damn, Technomancer's not used to meat space.
I know. So reaction plus intuition plus 1d6 on top. Okay.
Straight up normal roll, like one roll, instead of being like a pass-fail test. No, you have to add...
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Sorry, yeah.
So my reaction plus intuition plus wind. Oh,
I mean,
right,
if
sorry,
you use the
1d6
special initiative
plus,
button
I
that
see.
you set up for me, then you could
Yeah.
be meat space, what's your reaction, what's your intuition, and be like, do you have any extra die? And you'd be like, no, I'm gonna do it for you.
Reaction intuition is 8.
Yeah, we're in the garage. Chad is asking.
Yeah, they're in the garage.
I got 12.
12. Your taser, does it with Smart Link?
No.
Pseudo.
I can't do anything. I can't even turn it off, even though he's giving me basic permissions on all of his gear. This wireless.
I mean, there is a basic computer system in there you can turn off. You can turn it back on instantly, because guns have to boot
Yeah.
instantly for the nature of them.
I'll. He was moving to tase him. Is that right? Can I just hold my turn until the last moment and then just turn it off?
You would be cutting it very close. It'd be very hard to do it the exact second before he touches the guy. And
Okay.
even then, when he pulls the trigger, it should turn the gun back on if the safety's not enabled.
Okay.
It'd be very
I'll
difficult.
just use my turn. I'm just going to cause it to reboot then.
Okay. Kaber, I need you to make a reaction plus intuition test. You weren't expecting this. So as you go to attack Blowback, Blowback's not expecting it. Blowback didn't see it. You touch the back of his like jacket with the taser, and nothing happens. And then you realize that it literally just says, "Rebooting taser."
I say, did you just fucking try to tase me?
Your initiative is reduced by 10, effectively, because you're surprised by the action. Blowback, you're on 6. You just realized he tried to tase you.
I kick the door of the van open and walk out. And I just say, somebody remove this elf from me. Motherfucker just tried to tase me. And then I just walk out into the front to go get a cigarette.
Okay.
I can't deal with this right now.
Fair play.
Both of them get a message from me saying, "Let's not start this.
I'm
It's
just
all
gonna-
fun and games until someone accidentally electrocutes their friend more than they mean to."
I'm just going to stumble out the van, just pissing myself laughing. Like,
It looks like you pissed yourself, I'll be honest, but...
So
Yeah.
you are literally pissing yourself
Literally,
laughing
yeah.
right now.
Well done.
So,
I'm gonna send a private message to the pug and say, that's your piss all over the elf.
and Pug hasn't
Puzzle.
noticed this. Pug is playing video games right now.
So
He
it
gets a
pops up.
message.
Boop.
Oh, he notices that. He's like, elf, piss. He has to look up from the game for that.
You notice
He
a
sees
very
both of them.
annoyed elf carrying a taser, looking very annoyed at it, with an immaculate white suit that as soon as you get to about waist level, the entire back of it is yellow. A light yellow.
Oh, Pug just has to have a good
Oh,
laugh
you were
at this.
hydrated. Okay, you weren't all
That is
dehydrated.
fantastic.
And it kind of stinks in here now.
Oh, this is too good.
I
Okay.
come back inside with my clothes in a trash bag,
Okay,
and I'm in my underwear yet again.
before
Bullshit.
anything goes any further, I'm just gonna put this down to Dandelion Eater here, just huffing some sort of weird magical juju in that crazy rabbit hole van before he started shooting unicorns, and we can just step away from this, I think, while he probably needs to clean his suit.
Right. Well, I'm gonna jump on. I'm gonna start heading home because I need to get back to my dry cleaners, my favorite dry cleaners, to get this fucking thing cleaned. But as I do that, I'm going to cast Purify Air around me so that people don't realize it's piss and they just think it's whatever. They can't smell it.
What other yellow fluids?
You do realize that
Yeah,
you would have to
yeah.
constantly cast that as you move.
Yes, that's fine.
You would eventually take quite a lot of drain if you constantly cast a spell, because spells are only every 3 seconds. When you're on a bus,
Please
More
knock
worried about his
yourself out in an
image
alley
than
covered
about
in
drain.
piss.
Fine, I'll smell like piss.
you can cast it while you're on one of the buses where it's got a closed air supply, but a lot of the other time you're going to have to just tank it, mate. You can cast it while you're on the bus if you want.
As he's walking away,
Yes.
I'm going to
We'll
send
cast
him a
on the
message
bus.
saying, why don't you just... We're next to a river, just climb in waist deep, wash the worst of it off. I mean, you're already stained. It's not going to make it worse.
Oh, shit.
As he says this, directs you towards the river, you see a trash bag float by.
Are you fucking for real? Fuck you. I'm gonna get my sick lead.
Pug's gonna
Do you-
tell him, it looks good on you, boy.
Oh, Pug, this is probably not the time. This
dear.
is what happens when you dabble with magic.
Okay, Kaba, do you want to roll your Purify Air for the bus journey?
Is there anyone else on the bus?
Wow!
Nice
Holy
roll.
shit! Okay,
Oh,
so
nice.
I currently.
The bus smelled before you got on it, I'll be honest. Public transport in this area, not great. It smells fine at the moment.
Yep. So that is
Probably the minimum 2
Oh,
drain, I'm
that is-
guessing.
30 cubic meters, super clean.
Yeah. That's a very clean bus. And you resist
Oh,
drain.
and then riveted the drain.
Well done.
Nice.
Thank God, because that's stun damage.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone want to do anything more? I mean, we're coming up towards the end of the show. This is probably a good point to break. I'm trying to think what we got done today, but all my mind can think of is unicorn and urine sample.
That's literally it. We had a chat. Like I got caught up with stuff. We talked to Tiny. We set up the
he
the
agreed to meet for dinner, yeah.
Yeah. I promised him like
Oh, that's right.
5k.
I wanted to invoke Glitch and have Glitch use edit file on the data dump that I got. We can do that off camera. I
Okay.
could easily buy enough hits to make it impossible regardless. And then I'll have Grok camouflage the file with its special sprite power.
Okay.
So Glitch is going to make the file literally encrypted. So someone will just have to crack the encryption. But Grok is going to hide the file in another file, which happens to be the recording of the 1812 Overture that Pseudo's just been recording this whole time.
Nice. Does it
sure.
record the screams from the unicorn charging at blowback?
Yeah, sure.
That's
The
a
title of
terrible
the stream's going to be
unicorn.
the Urinicorn.
Yes, it is. The Urinicorn.
It's
it
weird
is.
how quickly this stream went from serious, like, black trench coat, like trying to plan out runs and how quickly it devolved into like an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. It really is.
All I
pink.
did,
It's all pink.
I gave you like an eco shaman, and you ran with it. I can't even. I can't even. If this is what you do when I introduce wacky characters, I'll have them more often.
I think you should. That was amazing.
I can't warn you, pink mohawk shenanigans might happen. It devolved quickly.
Well, I did give you pink for the pink
The
mohawk.
character's name was Pink.
Yeah.
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 I love that.
So, yeah.
Did we get the drugs that he was looking for?
No, he hasn't contacted.
No.
No,
he
he didn't
didn't
have
have
those.
awakened steroids.
Aww.
He's not really into that
Deus
sort of
Ex
stuff.
Machina is forcing us towards Bob at the
I
moment.
mean, you don't have to. You can ask your contact again.
Yeah. I mean, we can always wait a couple of days until Drake gets back to me for
Yeah.
someone. Another
I mean, there are
task
enough
member.
drug
Yeah.
dealers in this part. I mean, awakened steroids are a little bit harder to get hold of, especially when you're talking awakened steroids rather than just plain old anabolic. But yeah, no, you can probably get hold of someone. It doesn't have to be Bob. Deus Ex, I'm hands off when it comes to Shadowrun. If Deus Ex won't do stuff provided you can roll well.
The only difference is that, like, I've just got, like, a load of tea leaves from this guy that's, like, pretty much a deep weed concoction.
Mhm.
I was like, if we get the rest that we need for the deep weed, we can drug him with that.
Sure. Where we get the rest? Just another contact. I
Where
wouldn't
we
go back
get-
to Pink.
We can always go back to Pink.
You have Pink now as a contact. He is
I never want to see Pink again. Ever. I got peed on. Fuck this contact.
Is this out
Fuck
of
his whole
character,
family.
Or
Yeah, Pink just got on Blowback's list right next to the police.
I gotta add it to my bias. Code of honor. Fuck Pink.
wow.
No, I think you get insomnia, don't you? You get nightmares about being chased by a unicorn and peeing yourself.
I ain't peed myself.
For everyone
And that's
else
when he
thinks
shouts
you
as he
did.
stands bolt right in bed.
Yeah,
having peed himself.
He's sitting in a nightmare, and he's got this. He's in a courtroom, and he's all these other people judging him. You peed yourself. You did.
You weren't there. That was a unicorn.
It's
Nobody
unicorn
else saw
holding
the
the
fucking
gavel.
unicorn.
Guilty.
What's the stats of Pink?
He's a loyalty 1, connection 2.
Thanks. I love this guy.
Only a loyalty 1. Fuck, they actually protected together.
It's
He
not
also
like
shot the
sex,
corporate
man.
overlords.
Did help
But then
him
he
out, please.
rebooted his brain. I mean, that's got to knock you down a few loyalty points.
Didn't quite understand friends. Okay.
God, Shadowrun to a Seth Rogen movie so quickly.
Oh, that was interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you very much for joining us today. For what has to be one of the more interesting episodes we've had. I know it was a lot slower to begin with, but it certainly was worth the payoff, at least in my view. Yeah, so you now have the information about, a lot of information about Tiny that Pseudo's now hiding from the rest of you because he doesn't want you to go for bounties. You have got yourself some more contacts, including Pink, who's certainly going to be memorable.
I love him. If only it was hermetic.
Yeah. And you also have found out that there's something weird going on with the bottles of water at the gym. In fact, bottles of water from the free dispenser are laced with nanites. Not that you know what that means. I mean, they could be good nanites.
Technically, nobody knows that but me. I conceal
Yeah.
the evidence, and then I
I
jump
like how
out
we
with
have-
piss.
Like we have 2 of our characters now who don't want to tell anyone about what they learned today.
I think
still want
Blowback's a little
people
bit
to
scared because
worry.
he ingested them.
Yeah, you guys might take me out back and old yell at me. I'm scared. In order to stop the plague, it's like when your friend gets bit by a zombie. So I gotta
Oh,
hide
you
it from you
tried that.
now.
It's okay,
Like that.
Blowback. We're just going to the farm.
Yeah, the happy farm where all the dwarf
going-
drivers get to do motocross all day long.
We're going to go and pet the rabbits, Blowback. It's fine.
I mean, you
We'll
did
pet
take
the
him out to a
rabbits.
field in the middle of nowhere.
And
You
you,
did
did
shoot
shoot
at
your
me.
gun. Yeah. Then you try to tase him.
He deserved a tasing. Come on.
Yeah, he did. That was hilarious. Though.
I was so looking forward to the conductive material as well.
Oh, no.
I was hoping you get pee in your mouth. That
That's
was
just
really
the
my whole
role
goal.
for
Encrypted, yep.
the level of encryption. Because it's a file that Pseudo owns,
Yeah.
He doesn't need to resist it, so it's just flat out net hits. So that's actually
Are you
fairly
going to
encrypted
do anything
file.
to the file that's out on the net? Like on the matrix itself, or are you leaving that there?
Do I have it?
What was that's one thing I was wondering. Is this cross-reference data, or is this just like a dumped file somewhere?
There is some cross-reference data that you're talking about, but in particular, there are a
I
couple
wasn't
of
sure
bits
about
about dump files. In fact, stuff like the bounty from Neonet, etc. What part are you deliberately trying to target? What's the information you don't want?
Well, basically, the way I saw it is that Grok came back with this huge amount of data that was then in a file that Pseudo now has.
Yeah.
But are you asking me if I want to do anything to the files that were on the net on the
Yeah.
matrix
Do you want
itself?
to suppress anything on the
Source
matrix
file.
itself?
Yes, but it depends. I mean, Neonet bounty is probably something. On
That's
their
beyond you,
service.
really.
That's yeah,
and that's
I mean,
everywhere.
he'd have to go on a pretty dedicated mission. That's
Yeah,
well
you'd have to
beyond
go
what he's
basically on the
willing to do.
Matrix rampage to try and get all of that, and you probably wouldn't
Yeah.
succeed. But if you want specific things about like the forum posts, etc., that bits archived here and there, that stuff you can easily, because there's just one file in a certain location for those.
Yeah, actually, if it's possible, I'd like to have Grok edit the file to preserve the original copy and then delete the old one.
How much do you figure a video of me being chased by an astral unicorn? Like, you think that would go viral on the interwebs on the Matrix? Because I had my eyes in, so I have the recording of me being chased by a unicorn. It seems like the kind of thing
A
we could earn
lot,
some ad
a
rev
lot of that
on.
Every part
recording
of that.
is of in front of you, and then some quick glances back, like Blair Witch style, at something sort of vaguely horse-like that's chasing you.
Please tell me I
Witch.
saw every part of that, please.
Yeah, you saw quite a lot of it. Yeah, you were standing up top at the time. You got a pretty good view. And yes, it is recorded on your com link. But yeah,
I deserve
Pseudo,
ad rev for this.
Pseudo, we'll be talking about what exactly you're going to do to suppress the information, and I'll do it off camera, and we'll let people know at the beginning next time, just because it's going to be a lot of dice rollings and probably some looking at rulebooks. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming to our lovely stream tonight. We'll be, of course, back next week, exactly the same time. Hopefully on time this time. I was a little bit late, unfortunately, with the law thing, because my computer decided that was a great time to restart, and then freeze during the restart process, so I didn't know that it had crashed. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed, and let us know all the feedback about the subbing and the tipping, etc. Thank you so much to those of you who support us that way, and even those of you who can't afford to, we completely understand. Don't worry, we've all probably been there at some point in our lives, and just being able to spread the word, etc. on Twitter is great as well. I hope you've all had a good time. I know I have. And they say that laughing a certain amount of times a week is good for you, and I think that I pretty much got my laugh exercise in for at least in a couple of months now.
I'm not sure that's how it works, but sure.
I wish it did. But yeah, so we're going to go and read the tip notifications. But firstly, we might as well go through where people can catch us until next week. So, Avak Pseudo, where can people catch you and what will you be doing?
The regular place, you can catch me on YouTube. My username there is Avak. The same place on Twitch. They are rather the same name. That's AAVAK. But on Twitter it is AAVAK_, because there's a fake Avak out there.
Bastard.
Stealing your shine.
Disgusting. I know.
Have you ever considered
There's
you
a
stole
fake
his?
Splattercat too.
Don't be silly.
Maybe he was going to
Lies
set up a
and
YouTube channel.
slander!
What was that, sorry?
Maybe he was going to set up a YouTube channel. Maybe he was going to set up a Twitch. Maybe he was going to get famous.
Oh, well, it didn't work out either way, so he's fine.
Okay, Stejo, Kaba.
Hey, you can find me over at youtube.com/Stejo and twitter.com/Stejo and the other website that we're not supposed to mention. I'll be playing some indie games as fucking usual and talking general pish on American Truck Simulator and streaming some Dark Souls.
Yes. Oh, that's right. I didn't mention what I'm playing at the moment. I am currently
Yes, I like
playing
your job.
Stardew Valley, Gungeon, and Dark Souls 3. And I'm soon to be beginning, and this is like super secret news that no one, even on my channel, has heard yet. I'm going to be returning back to RimWorld for Alpha 13.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes.
Don't do it. Your
Shocker.
I
life's about to disappear.
might
Don't do it.
not make a Cannibal Connolly this time.
It's,
Maybe.
It's actually fun. You'll like it.
I may just get eaten by giant spiders the size of bears.
That does
It's those
happen.
stupid mantis
Can
things
confirm.
that always get me when the ship crashes on your planet. The poison ship or whatever.
Sivers and all that.
Those are the
Hey.
best.
I hate
haven't had
those
that.
goddamn things.
That's what grenades are for.
That's
Oh,
what walling in the
centipedes,
spaceship is
grenades.
for.
Chen, Pug, where can people catch you and what are you doing?
Currently playing Kerbal Space Program 1.1 that just came out. Checking that out. It's pretty fun. Also playing EU4 and RimWorld, as mentioned by Mr. Abak over there. And also Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe, because that's fun times. You can catch me at YouTube. I know, right? We should play sometime.
Yeah. We really should,
YouTube.com/Shenmue2 and Twitch.tv/Shenmue. I stream almost every day, 9 a.m. Pacific.
And Splatter Blowback.
You can find me at Twitch TV/SplatterCatGaming. You can also find me at the same thing at YouTube.com. Right now, I'm playing a lot of RimWorld on Twitch, and then on the YouTube channel, I'm playing Stardew Valley. I'm playing March of Life, and then we're also playing some other little indie titles. So it's just indie games all day, every day over at the Nerd Castle. So stop on by.
Great. As for myself, I'll be streaming on Saturday as per usual, and I stream on Tuesdays. Currently stream RimWorld on Tuesdays. On the channel, I have RimWorld, because why would you not? It seems that that's kind of a popular thing these days. I've got to be in with the crowd. From the Depths, Democracy 3 Africa. I'm trying not to get assassinated by the feminists. I mean, it sounds amusing, and then you get assassinated like a dozen times in a row, and it starts to wear down on you. And Battlefleet Gothic, which is coming out tomorrow, so I can play the campaign and show you all the amazing campaign or terrible campaign. I can't really comment because there's an embargo, but there's a campaign which I'll be playing. But yeah,
You commented.
Yes.
Boycott EE.
Oh no, no. Right. So before we go, we've got to do attribution. We've got to do these lovely little donation messages, tip messages. Tip messages. We have 4 tips. $5 from Anonymous. #BlameCaber.
True.
Appropriate.
$5 from Pocket to Rifty. No message. $5.
Clandestine.
$5 from Mastro 390. Keep on, guys. P.S. BlameCaber. And $20 from Secret Agent 007. No message.
That's definitely clandestine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta rub the lemon oil on it, you know.
Well, thank you very much to those folks. In terms of attribution, we have the lovely Lady Sheila provided the voiceovers for our video, which decides to cut out the sound, so maybe you didn't hear all of her lovely voice work, but there's some lovely voice work on that. And we also have a number of things of music. We have some of the Frozen Synapse music by Nervous Test Pilot. We've got Endless Space soundtrack by Fly By No. A couple of things by Incompetech, Kevin MacLeod that is, and Epidemic Sound. And also, if you want to see any more of the attribution, you can go see them on the trailers for those little bits of video that are on the YouTubes, which they have a full attribution license on there at the bottom for. And also, I need to rebuild my playlist because my computer decided to remove my whole playlist file. Good job. But until next time, thank you all very much for coming. I hope you had a great time. I certainly did. This is probably one of the most memorable sessions of Shadowrun I've ever had. In an interesting way. So very pink.
It took a turn.
Yeah, it really did. I will put up a poll on the Twitter.
I can't see what Siri is, but Hallie and Midna say goodbye as well. Kind of sleep on you. Don't you?
Weasels.
They're not weasels.
Weasels on.
So before we go, I will say that I'm going to put up a poll on the Twitter, and the poll is going to be pro-pink or anti-pink. So you can choose whether you like pink or don't like pink. I'm interested to see what the results will be. In terms of feedback about the tips and stuff and the bonuses to the group you get from them, we're definitely taking feedback. Looking forward to seeing your feedback on stuff like if you at us on the Twitter. That works kind of well. But until next time, which will be the same time next week, stay shiny. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.